this is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. No. I told you I'm back. I hope you watched my thank you video. So now here we are. You know, I have so much. You will not believe it. I have so much to tell you about Canadian immigration because we've had so many changes in the last 2 months, like serious changes. At times, you know what, it's so hard to keep up with Canadian immigration. You know, you blink and there's a new change. You wake up every day, there's a new policy. You know, you sleep and there's a new program. This thing changes so much. I think it's the only immigration system that is constantly changing. You know, systems like the US hardly change, but hey, boy, RCC is busy. Guys, as much as I have so much to say, today I want to talk about something that is urgent, that is bursting my emails, okay? The newly approved visitor visas for Canada, because there is chaos. Yes, I tell you, there is chaos. It's a gong show, guys. And for that, I just want to give you my opinion because a lot of you are getting returned, you're getting deported, some of you are not even being allowed to board flights. And this is mostly for Africans. So be with me here as I walk you through that and how to overcome that. Okay, guys? Why would you get a visa and be returned back? It's a shame. Okay, guys? Anyway, I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I'm based in Calgary, Alberta. I work online. I work from Canada. I don't have an office anywhere else. So don't be duped under my name. I know there are people there who tell you that they work for Milala Immigration Services. You know, all our details are going to be in the description part of this video. Don't be duped. I don't do WhatsApp messages. I don't do those DMs. You know, I keep discouraging you guys from doing DMs and WhatsApp messages. Check out those people who comment in the comment section giving you fake numbers. That is not me. Okay? Anyway, here we are. Now, I'll give you some background. Every day, I'm getting like 50 people who received visitor visas to Canada. Yes, a lot of you are coming. Congratulations. I actually think that's a good thing. Congratulations. But that is leaving you so confused and you don't even know what to do. Why? Because majority of those visas were applied during the pandemic. Yes, those were the backlog visas. Okay, the visas, majority of them were in the system for 1 to 2 years. Yes, they got lost in the system, you know, through the cracks. I don't know what happened. Immigration blamed everything from lack of staff to, I don't know, COVID. You know, COVID was a perfect excuse, right? Yeah, so then those visas that, you know, were not processed in time, and majority of them, I'm talking about visitor visas, because those are the ones that were denied entry. Remember, IRCC continued to process study permits and visitor visas for people who were exempted, but then everybody else kept on applying for conferences and they were not in the exemption classes. So those are the people who were stuck in the systems because the borders were closed. And even when the borders opened, they couldn't process them fast enough, you know, to accommodate everybody who had applied. So then they were left pending and all of you are scared. You know, you didn't know what to do. You're like, oh, you know, my application has been in process for 2 years. I also was in that category. Yes, I have my clients that fell in that category. But you know, IRCC at some point, they also say that if you are in that category, you could reapply. And majority of the people applied and they got their visas or they got denied. Now, those ones who didn't reapply or even reapplied but still went back to the backlog, guess what? Now, after they reopened, what happened? We started filing applications and we have our clients who are also bothering us legitimately that, you know what, Lois, you need to follow up. And not just me, it's me and my colleagues in the industry. And so it got to a point whereby RCC was kind of getting overwhelmed by these inquiries about those old applications. And you know, when there's that kind of a backlog, while trying to clear that backlog, what are they doing? They are building and creating more backlogs for the current applications. So it was a problem that they could not solve. And rumor has it, guys, I said rumor has it, don't quote me. Of course, nobody is accepting that, yes, this is what we do or what we did. But in April, they kind of reached a decision, like an executive decision, and gave amnesty on those visas that were in processing. And every visa that was in the backlog was approved. Yes, that's what happened, okay? At least that's my opinion, okay, guys? That's my opinion. Me and other people in the industry, because all the visas, everybody was like, oh yes, my visa was approved, my visa was approved, and this was happening in April, okay? End of April. That is when almost everybody's visa was getting approved. Now, who are the people who need visas? Ask yourself. You know, there's majority of countries that don't require visas. European countries don't require visas to come to Canada. A lot of Caribbean countries don't require visas to come to Canada. So, which are the countries that need visas? Majority of them are Africans, okay? And there was this concern that if you approve this many visas from Africans to come here visit, because majority of them are visitors who are coming on conferences, so it's either business, visit, tourists, and all that. And they say that, you know what, that is colleagues in the industry, they got, they expressed their concerns and said, if you approve these visas like that, then be ready for an influx in refugee claims. Yes, that's what's gonna happen. You're bringing so many people from Africa. Their events that they were coming to attend are no longer there. Like, what do you expect? What's the motivation to go home? Some people even lost jobs in the process. So what's gonna compel them to go home after that? And you know what? I'm still so happy for you guys that your visas were approved. Good job, okay? But now you gotta be smart, because now they are using the same visas against you, and they are returning you in numbers. People are calling me like, I went to the airport, I was denied boarding. Like, seriously, CBSA is not even in Kenya, but you're being denied boarding by airlines, okay? Others are getting to Canada and they are being deported, and you have a visa. And you know, at times I get mad by immigration, because I'm like, why do they have to be so hypocritical? Why give out visas and then use the same visas against the same people that they're allowed to come? Like, okay, fine, we gave you the visa, but you're gonna come and we're gonna return you. Why do that? Right? I know they could not keep up. They didn't have enough resources to go over the backlog. They were overwhelmed, and there's no way they would have kept up with that. But still, now what they are doing, they're just postponing your misery. First, they're giving you hopes, and then once you come here, they're like, oh, you know, guys, you gotta go home. And now a lot of travelers, you and people you know, you are in a dilemma, because the events you're coming to attend when you applied 2 years ago are no longer there. They are already passed. So you no longer have a purpose to visit Canada. So why should you be allowed to enter Canada? Okay? So you get now to see that a lot of agents are getting you, and even other people, they are getting you conferences, and some of those conferences are fake. And those conferences, a lot of them have been flagged. So you're going to the airport and you're saying, oh, this is my conference that I'm attending. And they're like, no, that's a fake conference. Guys, you are then be unable to travel. One thing I want you to know, that owning or having that Canadian visitor visa, it allows you to travel to Canada, but it does not guarantee you entry to Canada. Yes, it's still at the discretion of the visa officer to let you in or not. So you really need to understand that. And now they're even extending their authority to airlines. And airlines, they're being very careful, because they do not want to, to cater for the cost of returning you, should they be told to return you from their side, because that's too much on the airline, on the cost of returning you, guys, okay? So it's good that you come prepared. You need to understand, and that's why I gave you that background, so that you understand how visas were approved, why they were approved, and the effect of that, so that you can smarten up, because guys, you gotta smarten up, okay? So what's the solution? The solution, people, we just don't talk about problems. It's good we know the problems, but it's also good that we get solutions to these problems. Okay, and that's where I come in. I'm here to educate you, because educated people are empowered people. Okay, this is not legal advice. Please don't take this as legal advice. If you need legal advice, head on to the Milele Immigration website and book a consultation with me. I'll sit down with you one-on-one. I'll review your case. I'll give you personal advice, because guess what? Everybody's case is unique. I know. Yes. Everybody's case is unique. So if you need that one-on-one, if you have questions, please book a consultation. Now, plan number 1 is proper planning. Please plan, sit down and plan. And from when you got your visa, make sure you sit down and come up with a solid plan. Because what's happening is, you guys are in such a rush. I received my visa last week, I must travel tomorrow. Why are you in such a rush to be returned by people? Why? Yeah? Stop, I tell people, don't be in a rush to be denied. The same thing. Don't be in a rush to be returned. You have a visa. It's not expiring. Majority of those visas are multiple entry, valid for 10 years. Come on. You don't have to travel now. You can travel later until you come up with a solid plan. Stop rushing. If you waited for 2 years, what is waiting again for a month until you come up with a good, solid plan? I know. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to be real. Okay, guys. Then secondly, understand Canadian immigration. Canadian immigration is not UK immigration. It's not US immigration. It's not UAE immigration. Understand Canadian immigration. And I know there's a lot of people who keep telling you, oh, you know what? Everything is on the website. Yes, I know everything is on the website. But you really need to understand immigration broadly, because why do they still need us to help you while everything is on the website? Right, guys? So read, do your due diligence, seek legal advice, seek as much information, be curious. This is a time to read everything. If you don't have the time to read, book a consultation with a professional who is going to break everything down for you. In an hour, you're set and you have your notes and you can fly to Canada confidently. Okay? Now, understand Canadian border services, not just immigration. Understand Canadian border services and their duties, and understand that CBSA is there to protect Canadian borders, and these guys are diligent about what they do. Yes, so they protect their borders. That's why I say most of their work is to keep the gate. They are gatekeepers, and they will return you. They read people. They will read you from 2 miles away. Okay, so be smart about dealing with these guys. They are just not everyday people. They are smart people. Okay, then understand that having a visitor visa doesn't guarantee you entry. As I said, even boarding a flight right now, having a visa doesn't guarantee you that. People are being returned in Nairobi. Yes, you are being returned at the airport, and then majority of you are being returned at the port of entry here. And then you actually, one trick you really need to figure out is that Canada has various ports of entries, and these are airports. My friend, understand these airports and know high traffic airports, high pressure airport, high stress airports. Okay, because some of these POEs are high traffic, high stress. Yes, at times I fly through some airports in Canada and I'm like, oh my good Lord. Yeah, it's a nightmare just flying there. I lose my bags and everything that I have, and at times I'm like, I'm just short of missing my flight, and I would rather leave my baggage behind. It'll get me home. So you really need to understand ports of entries. Okay, because when you have these high traffic areas and now all of you are coming and you're going through this port of entries, you know, the guys there, they are overwhelmed, and when they are overwhelmed, they don't have a lot of attention time to listen to you, so they're gonna be in a hurry to return you. Okay, then come prepared with your what next. These are things you plan before you come here. Please, I know I'm here. I keep telling you, book a consultation. I'm happy if you arrive here and book a consultation, but I wish you booked that consultation before you boarded that flight. And I'll tell you why. Because some of you now are landing here and then you realize, oh my God, this place is different. This is not what I expected. This country is expensive like crazy. And now they're like, Lois, I need to talk to you urgently. And I'm like, you know what, honey? It's immigration is not an emergency. Let's not make things emergencies when they are not emergencies. You could have booked a consultation 1 week before you came here, 2 weeks before you came here. Remember what I told you? Don't be in a rush to be denied and come and get stressed here. Prepare yourself in time. Don't make everything an emergency, because when you're making decisions out of an emergency, you're not even thinking straight. You are confused. You're freaking out. Okay? So stop making life an emergency. Things that you could have planned early. So plan. Okay? Plan early. Come prepared. Come knowing what you're getting yourself into. Come knowing your options. Like, what is your goal? That is the other thing I tell people. Like, after you land in Canada on a visitor visa, like, what's your goal? Like, what are you envisioning? What are you going to do next? Because you realize that a visitor visa is just a visitor visa. Yes. You are just a visitor. You can't work here. You can't even afford to be sick. Because, you know, I went to emergency the other day and I saw they've put this poster at the reception that is saying non-Canadians who are seeking a consultation is 1,100 Canadian dollars. That is crazy. I can't even afford it myself, right? 1,100 Canadian dollars for consultation, just to see a doctor. You haven't been treated. Okay, you've not even done an X-ray or an MRI or even blood work. You have that's just consulting, 1,100 Canadian dollars. So know where you're coming, because boy, where are you staying? Are you staying in a hotel? Hotels here are expensive. Where are you gonna stay? Who is hosting you? What's your accommodation? Or are you just gonna come and be homeless and stay in the shelter? You know, some of these things you can prevent before you come here. Otherwise, all my people are just calling me. They're like, I'm in the shelter, I'm homeless. Like, seriously, why were you rushing to come and be homeless here? Please, that visa is not going anywhere unless there's a deadline, like you must travel by this date. That visa is not going anywhere. You know, you can sit down and wait another month and come up with a solid plan, so that you're also here with a good clear head. Because the moment you're homeless here, oh my, how are you even gonna think straight on your next steps? Please, guys, let's not put these stressors into our lives that are avoidable, okay? So know your next options. What will you do once you're in Canada? How will you stay longer? Because majority of you are just coming to say they are looking for work. You know, you need to understand, how is looking for work? How will that happen? You need either an LMIA or an LMIA exemption. I'm gonna make a video directly on this, so that you understand even the jobs that you can get without an LMIA, okay? And then other people, now guys, listen, if you hear nothing in this video, please listen to this and understand this. You cannot change your visitor visa into a study permit, okay? Everybody is telling me, Lois, I'm here on a visitor visa, I want to change it into a study permit. Who told you? You cannot legally change a visitor visa to a study permit from within Canada. You have to apply for a study permit from outside Canada, because study permits are only issued at the port of entry. You get that clear? I said, if you don't get anything out of this video, just understand that you can change into a work permit, but you won't change into a study permit. Don't let anybody lie to you. Understand the legality of immigration, okay? Whether it's looking for jobs, LMIA exempted jobs, all that. Marrying a Canadian is also an option, okay? Anyway, so understand that. The other thing, bring money. Yes, I said it. This is an expensive country. Bring money, okay? You're here on a visitor visa as a tourist. You will chop money. Bring money or get someone to host you. And remember, when someone is hosting you, guests and fish, they stink in 3 days, okay? Get your act straight. Otherwise, you'll stay here giving stories of bad hosts, and now you are kicked out by your host. Okay, come ready with a plan on how to exit and leave your host's nest. They are grateful and they are gracious to have hosted you, but they didn't host you for a whole year. Come on, these people, they need privacy. Privacy in this country is a big thing. Sio kulala kwa couch. You don't just come here and sleep on my couch forever. Okay. Yeah, so come with a plan. Now, anyway, the last thing I want to talk about, I know majority of you, eventually you're just coming here to seek asylum, and there's nothing wrong with that, but asylum is not an immigration program, and I've said this before. Understand your case and know whether your case is legitimate, whether your case is eligible for asylum. And if you just think, oh, you know what, I'll just go to Canada and tunga a case or come up with a case. People, if you're coming here to seek asylum, come prepared. Again, because of those port of entry challenges that you're getting, you should be prepared to seek asylum at the port of entry, should need be. If push comes to shove, you should be ready to seek asylum at the POE. And if that is the case, you can quote this. Again, this is the other thing you should take from me. If that is the case, I'm telling you, my friend, anything you say to a border officer will be used against you at your hearing. So be sure of what you're gonna say there. Because the moment you come and say this, and later on you change your story, guess what? That affects your credibility. Okay? So you really need to prepare. So if you need that help, if you don't know whether your case is meeting all the bars, whether your case is legitimate, whether you meet the qualifications to be referred to the tribunal, you can always book an asylum consultation on my website. I deal with refugee cases every day. That's my main job and study permit. I'm happy to listen to your case. Don't ask me what your asylum case is. I'm sorry, I don't know. But I'm happy to listen to your asylum case and go through it and review it and tell you whether it meets the eligibility. Okay? Anyway, guys, I hope that you get a nice travel and your nice trip to Canada. Come prepared. Please don't be returned. Don't. No, I don't want that for you. Okay? Be smart. Be smart. Understand the system. Be empowered. Come here like a boss, because come on, you got a visa, and I hope to meet you sometime. If you need immigration help, you have any questions, kindly book a consultation session on our website, and I'll be happy to meet you on Zoom, Teams, or whatever that virtual platform that is. Okay, so thank you so much for subscribing. I love you all, guys. Share, like, sharing is caring. So share and care for your friends. Share and like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.